Let's now shift our attention to what is happening in the United States of America, where the former American president is, of course, facing his hush money trial. The former American president is back in court as the testimonies and cross-examinations continue in this case. The biggest development today are reports that say that key witness Michael Cohen is now expected to begin testifying on the trial on Monday. The initial reports had come a day after the porn star Stormy Daniels' time on the stand concluded. Daniels had testified on Tuesday and was cross-examined by Donald Trump's legal team on Thursday. Now, coming back to Michael Cohen and why Donald Trump's once close aide and attorney is pretty important to this case. Now, remember, Michael Cohen is at the epicenter of the charges against Donald Trump that accuse the former president of falsifying business records. Michael Cohen was the one who made the hush money payments of $130,000 American dollars to Stormy Daniels, which is the transaction that is at the core of this case. Now, to remind our viewers, Donald Trump is accused of asking Michael Cohen to front the payment to porn star Stormy Daniels to purchase her silence on a sexual encounter which the former president reportedly had with her way back in 2006. The former president is accused of then paying back the money to his lawyer in installments, disguising them as legal fee payments. Michael Cohen was convicted in 2018 and then was sentenced to 3 years in prison. In his testimony, Cohen in fact claimed that he had paid the money out of loyalty to Donald Trump and also because he feared for the safety of his family. He's also revealed discussing the payment with Donald Trump, who reimbursed him for the money. The trial that is expected to end in a few weeks' time has the potential to impact Donald Trump's presidential bid as he's eyeing for a second term at the White House. And of the 4 criminal cases against the Republican leader, the hush money trial is perhaps the only one that is expected to conclude well before the November elections. And also on this broadcast, we're being joined in by our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who's joining us live from New York. Susan, this is such a crucial case for Donald Trump. Tell us what are the implications this case is likely to have on the chances of Donald Trump to get re-elected in the November elections this year.
Yeah, well, so far it's had a positive impact, ironically, considering the fact that according to polls, more Americans think that this trial is politically motivated than having any merit, considering the fact that, remember, this was a case that was thrown out by multiple judges, and the DA in New York, Alvin Bragg, sort of Frankensteined a few different issues and brought this to court. Now, we'll have to see how the jury decides, but the significance of it is, of course, yes, it's a criminal trial with a jury that the jury has to decide on the one hand, and on the other hand, as you mentioned, it's likely going to be the only case against the former president that will go to trial before the November elections, and his hands are tied ultimately, depending on what will happen at the end of this trial. And also, it's noteworthy considering the fact that this has given Donald Trump an opportunity to come out of the courtroom and speak. And because this is something that's been widely publicized and aired across different platforms here in the United States, perhaps the president wouldn't have gotten so much airtime in networks that aren't so favorable to him. But because this court case is important, then Donald Trump has an opportunity to speak with a wider audience than he might have generally been able to during his campaigns. But nonetheless, you know, we have to see what the jury decides. Remember, it just takes one juror to cause a mistrial and just feel like this doesn't go anywhere. But then, you know, the whole jury has to be on the same page if he's going to be convicted.
Very interesting. Thank you very much indeed, Susan Tehrani, for joining us and getting us all those details. This, of course, is a trial that we'll continue to track very closely on WION. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.